Yo, what's good people? It's TooBizyGaming. We're live, we're direct, and we are in full effect. Now, I just want to give a massive shout out to Warner Bros. Games for blessing me with a nice and early copy of Gotham Knights. And I'm telling you, I've been tucking in and enjoying. So we've got tons of videos to share with you guys, and obviously to give you some helpful tips, some breakdowns, best builds, what to do, all of that good stuff. We're gonna have you covered here on this channel. So if you haven't already, drop a like, subscribe, and drop a comment. Let me know which character you are eager to get involved with. So in this video, we're going to be talking about who is the best character to pick. Now, everyone's different and all of the characters are different. So this ultimately breaks down what the characters will be doing, what they're best at, some of their skill trees, and hopefully this helps you decide what character to go with. First things first, your choice ultimately is based on what type of character you like to pick in action RPGs. There's no combining all traits into one master build, as their tools are very unique to the character. That being said, they have nailed it with making characters play well and even better together as a team. So let's get into this. Now, starting off with Nightwing, this is the team leader built for surviving, dealing quick attacks in succession and boosting team traits. Really good AoE attacks and a great place to start solo wise, but with having almost an entire skill tree boosting a teammate as well as yourself. Everyone is going to want a Nightwing on their team, believe me. Now, in addition to that breakdown, Nightwing is super quick. His moves hit hard, and when partnered with any sort of element or ailment, it allows the build up to stack a lot quicker. He feels amazing to play as, and considering that some perks on his skill tree allow you to recover a teammate simply by shooting them with one of your projectile attacks. Now, with Nightwing being that team leader build, he can survive and he can also dish out a lot of damage as well. Now, this is something that is super important in a game like this where some characters actually don't have any reviving abilities. So Nightwing, you know that you can rely on that character to stick around and to do their fair share of damage and to take on the enemies at hand. Let's take a quick look at some Nightwing skill trees. This is where you'll be purchasing different skills to enhance your gameplay with Nightwing, whether that be critical damage, crit hit chance, boosting ability stats, and different things like that. Now, obviously, like I mentioned, with Nightwing, he has various skills that actually boost teamwork. Things like his family tie skill tree. This is all about bolstering your defense and also enhancing your teammates' defense, attack, crit chance, momentum builder, and also enhancing things like your darts and whether you can revive people. Then you have the final skill tree that needs to be unlocked doing certain tasks, which is the knighthood. Now, this one enhances your combo length and also buffs your ultimate attack, whether that reduces the cooldown or does more damage. This is the go-to place to enhance that. Now onto Red Hood, straight powerhouse. I'm telling you, do not want to meet up with Red Hood in any one of these alleyways. He is dishing out straight damage. 2 pistols, which means he's a beast when it comes to range attacks, and that's what you want to focus on more with this character. He does have brute strength to him, but him having those 2 pistols, I'm telling you, he's dishing out some serious status build up, and he can attack from a distance. So he can hold his own from long range and dish out serious damage whilst not taking any damage, because you can tell when an enemy is getting up close and ready to hit you and, you know, knock you out or stun you because you're fighting from a distance. However, Red Hood's brute strength enables him to grab every enemy and perform some good moves off of them. So with that, his grab is one of the main things that you want to be doing with this character. Grabbing enemies, throwing them into each other, placing a landmine on them, then shooting them to build up stun is one of Red Hood's best features. That way, you always have stun within your arsenal, whether you kind of spec into one element or spec into pure crit. You know that Red Hood's grab and landmine move is always going to give you that stun build up. Another really good trait about Red Hood is that he has this fear mechanic, which a lot of his moves makes the enemies run off or fall down in fear, which is really good because that allows you to get a lot of follow-up moves, and with that makes him a solid choice to assist a fellow teammate for harder missions. Let's take a peep at Red Hood's skills. Now, on Red Hood's skill tree, you have things that are very similar to the previous skill trees, things that boost up crit hit damage, crit chance, and also enhances your combo potential using his projectile attacks. Now, the other things that are a little bit different obviously with Red Hood skill trees is that he's able to grab bigger enemies, smaller enemies at lower health, and do his special mind move. Now, that's something that you have to purchase, but it's something that is a must have on Red Hood skill tree. Now, next to that, you also have things that allow you to have unlimited ammo, as when you play the character shooting his weapons, he does of course have to reload both of the guns, but obviously using things that are on his skill tree, it just nullifies that and allows you to go trigger happy with his 2 pistols. Now we're going to talk about BatGirl. Now listen, I know I just said all of that stuff about Red Hood being the bully, being the beast, being a hand-to-hand animal. Ain't nobody beating BatGirl when it comes to this hand-to-hand thing. I'm telling you, this character is a menace when it comes to the combat. BatGirl is packed with loads of combos. She's equipped with batarangs. In case you're missing out on Batman, I know some people are missing out on a character from Arkham Knight. Don't worry, BatGirl's got you covered with the batarangs. She has brutal special moves, amazing projectiles, nice combos. She can combo some of the bigger characters as well, which is really handy, because when you're playing in a team and some of the bigger enemies are getting on your nerves, you know, they're doing their AoE attacks, and you as a player might not have a move to grab some of the bigger characters. That's where BatGirl comes in handy. This character is a serious one-man army. She has her own revive kit that she can actually do twice, and obviously in a game like this where if your character goes down, then you've either got to respawn, which isn't the greatest thing, as you know, you lose out on resources and stuff like that. But in this game where you've got a character that has their own revive kit, that is amazing. And on top of that, when you're playing co-op, you know that if you go down, you can deliver those comms to your teammate and say, look, don't worry about me, just heal up, get to a safe space, and I'm gonna get revived by myself, get up, and then we can start wailing in on the enemy again. Listen, ultimately, I'd like to put this character in the healing category, but the brutal combos that this character puts out, she's just in a league of her own, man, seriously. And might I add, some of the costumes that she has are top tier. Let's look into what BatGirl offers with her skills. Now, looking at BatGirl's skill tree, she has a lot of stuff that boosts her base stats, so things that enhances her defense, her crit chance, crit damage, and also her elemental build-up. Then onto her grit skill tree, this is more for her raw combos and base damage of her attacks. She can also revive herself, which is amazing in a game like this, and bringing herself back to life with more momentum bar. Then on her oracle skill tree, this is more for hacking and also getting more from health packs, also on a team as well. Then on her knighthood skill tree, this is of course enhancing her combo count and boosting her ultimate attack, which is the drone, and then enhancing her ambush, but also installing fear on close range enemies. And then finally, BatGirl using her cape to glide through the air is her way of traversing the map. Now onto the final character, Robin. This is the ninja of the pack. He's packed with tools such as invisibility, unique takedowns, extremely high elemental build-up that actually make the enemies host those elemental build-ups for a longer period of time as well. And then, because that character's suffering from those elemental build-ups, Robin does more damage to those enemies. So it's an entire world of hurt when it comes to Robin. And ultimately, that is the aim of the game. You apply the status, you do more damage, the status is doing more damage, your teammate is obviously piling on more damage as well. They might be benefiting from the elemental build up. It's just a win-win situation with this character. But like I said, Robin is the assassin character of this cast. They can one-shot enemies and take down bigger enemies, which is an absolute game changer. And obviously being able to take down enemies in one shot is just a massive life saver, because once you take down those bigger characters, obviously Robin can then take out the smaller characters, or your teammate can take care of that. This character can also make a decoy of himself, teleport to enemies if you shot them with a projectile attack, and this character can deflect bullets. And whilst he's deflecting bullets, he can actually walk towards the enemy and attack them. This character's nuts. I started out using Robin during my first playthrough, however, he's really tricky, but now that I've started to get comfortable with Nightwing and Red Hood and BatGirl, I've gone back to Robin, and like I said, he's a tricky character to master, but once you understand the play style of this character, the whole build-up element, you know, dishing out crit attacks, and then doing loads of his AoE moves, that's when you start to understand this character and realize he is a beast. take a peep at Robin's skills. He has everything that is very similar to the previous skill trees in terms of boosting his critical chance, his critical damage, and enhancing his momentum abilities. Now, his shadow and tinkering skill trees, they work hand in hand, but you can also focus your build to work solely on one of those unique skill trees. One is focused more on enhancing his stealth attacks and boosting the damage and allowing him to take down bigger enemies, whereas the other one is more focused on his elemental output and allowing that to travel to other enemies within the area. Then of course on his knighthood skill tree, it just boosts things like his ultimate attack, enhancing his combo chain with his square button and triangle button, and on top of that adding a little bit more damage to his stealth takedown, which enhances his critical chance and his defense, and of course his airborne traversal effect. But that is it from me. Listen, we are going to be covering loads of different points about this game, so keep it locked to the channel. And like I said, if you haven't already, please drop a sub. It helps the video and myself tremendously. And listen, if you want to hunt some enemies, you want to put the brakes on some mobs or some freaks or some quarter vowels, reach out, man, hit me up, let's get some games in. It's been your boy TooBizyGaming. Definitely check out the other videos. We'll be back with some more. I'm out of here. Peace.